Hello, club officers. This is Brett Jackson, Associate Director of Sport Programs with UREC. Here to talk about sport club funding through UREC and your budget allocation that we do provide. So annually, we financially support sport clubs. We do this through multiple different avenues. First two being the Raider Power Board, as well as an annual funding request. We'll kind of dive deep into those here in a second. And then we also do provide other opportunities for clubs to earn money, excellent developmental funding, food drives, as well as other opportunities. So first being the Raider Power Board. The Raider Power Board is a point system to reward clubs for meeting expectations, as well as rewarding clubs for taking advantage of opportunities. You can see here, this is how clubs earn different points through submitting paperwork on time, attending meetings and trainings. One thing with meetings and trainings that we've started doing is not clubs earn points just for attending, but they also earn bonus points for multiple officers attending meetings. We found the more people that can attend a meeting, the better educated everyone is in the club. So we're encouraging not just one person to attend a meeting to get points, but we're going to reward clubs who have multiple officers attend meetings and trainings. Travel, so submitting your pre-trip, post-trip forms, and on time, you get points for those. Community service. Again, this is an opportunity. It's not an obligation for clubs to participate in, but your club goes out and does community service. We have a form on Tech Connect that you would submit, and then you get points for completing a community service initiative. Attending sport club competitions and events. This is something where we're trying to build community throughout the sport club program. Let's say the men's rugby club is playing a game on Saturday. Your club, you're the Sandbox Club. If you guys go out and support men's rugby, for every member of the club from the Sandbox Club that's at the men's rugby club game, you get points. And so we want to support each other, and we found that this is one way we can do that and encourage that. Know that there's also opportunity to lose points for any type of disciplinary action, whether it's administrative or behavioral. So there is opportunity to lose negative points. Everybody starts with points when it comes to discipline, but you could lose points if there's any type of discipline that needs to be administered. So how does this work? So points equal dollars. So what you're doing now is you're earning points this year, and those points turn into dollars for your budget for next year. The total number of points that your club earns this year compared to the total number of points earned for the entire program, that percentage of points earned will turn into the same percentage of dollars from the pot for next year. So let's say your club had 10% of the total points earned for all sport clubs, then you would get 10% of the Raider Power Board pot of money for next year's budget. So that's one aspect of UREC funding that we provide our sport clubs. The second is our annual funding request. So at the end of each spring semester, clubs will submit a end of semester report. And as part of that is a budget request for the next school year. Clubs should be working on their annual budget during the spring semester. You're figuring out what it is that it's going to take for your club to operate for the next school year. And then you tell us what that number is. Clubs should not expect to be awarded more than 10 to 20% of your total operating budget for the next year. So, for example, here, if you think your annual operating budget is going to be $10,000, that's buying equipment, that's buying new uniforms, that's travel, that's paying league dues, anything and everything. It's going to cost you $10,000 to operate. You should expect no more than a $2,000. You should expect to request no more than $2,000. The allocation we provide is meant to be supplementary and not to fully fund your club and support your club. So other ways that clubs can earn money throughout the year, we've developed what's called the Excellence in Developmental Funding. Excellence funding is an opportunity for us to reward clubs who have qualified for a national or regional competition and representing Tech at those competitions. Developmental funding is an opportunity for clubs to apply for that are starting a new initiative or trying to rebuild something, some aspect of their club. So if it's a special event, if it's a piece of equipment, there's opportunity. Clubs have to apply for this. Applications typically take place in the middle of the semester. We're going to start doing this during the fall and spring semesters. So clubs may apply for excellence or developmental funding in the fall or spring semester. However, you can only apply for this one time annually. So you can apply for it in the fall or the spring, and only apply for one of the two different categories there. Other opportunities we have, we try to reward clubs. We try to do food drives, or a clothing drive, and provide monetary incentive for clubs to participate. That's another way to earn money from us. So how can your UREC funding be used? So you can use it to purchase non-personalized club equipment and supplies. So I know in the past I've bought badminton birdies, soccer balls, cones, lacrosse balls, these types of things. Again, it's non-personalized club equipment. A lot of clubs use their allocation for travel. So for gas reimbursement, for hotel reimbursement, for commercial transportation, we can help clubs rent vehicles. Clubs are allowed to drive minivans or Suburbans, but not allowed to drive 12 passenger vehicles or 15 passenger vehicles just due to liability. So if you're wanting to travel using rental vehicles, we can help cover the cost. We can definitely reserve the vehicles for you. If you'd like to use your allocation, you can do that. Or if you want to pay for it out of your external account, you can do that as well. Tournament entry fees and league dues. With this, I know for tournament entry fees, I know the bowling club, the tennis club typically uses some of their allocation to help pay for club members to participate in tournaments. This can cover that cost, as well as league dues. I know baseball, men's lacrosse has used their allocation to pay for league dues that allow them to play that season and cover the cost for their season. Couple things when it comes to using this. If you're wanting to buy equipment or pay league dues or entry fees, you send me the link of where it needs to be paid, and then I pay that on your behalf. For travel, that's more of a reimbursement. So you take your trip, you keep all your receipts, and then you submit all the receipts as part of the post-trip form for a reimbursement, and then we provide the club with the reimbursement. So there's never really any money exchanged unless there's a reimbursement. So what may not be used? Personal equipment or uniforms. So we're not buying martial art gis. We're not going to buy lacrosse sticks. Things that are more personalized for an individual within a club. We're also not, you cannot use your funding for uniforms. Recreational travel. So if your club's like, hey, we want to take a team bonding trip to Palo Duro, this cannot cover that cost. Reimbursement for the external accounts. So let's say you've already paid for a tournament entry fee out of your external account. You can't come back and say, hey, can you just reimburse us for that, even though you've already paid for it? And then obviously alcohol, tobacco, and drugs. We encourage all of our clubs to fundraise to help offset costs and keep your club financially stable. So when it comes to fundraisers, all fundraisers must meet and stay within the context of university, department, program, mission, vision, values. So let's be smart with the fundraisers that we host within our club. The other thing I would say is keep in mind when it comes to fundraisers, they don't all have to be done in Lubbock. So let's say you have a nucleus of club members or majority of club members who live in a certain pocket of the state, the Metroplex, Central Texas, down the coast, and you want to do something, a fundraiser there over the summer, by all means, please do so. It's not like a fundraiser has to always be done in Lubbock. So keep that in mind. And then also use the opportunity when you're in the off season to fundraise. Soccer's our fall season sport. So use that spring season to fundraise to set yourselves up for the next semester, next season. When it comes to sponsorships, I know clubs do get sponsorships. Those have to be pre-approved through our office. So please contact our office if you're seeking a sponsorship for your club. The reason that is the university has already signed contracts with different companies and businesses when it comes to corporate partners. The university also has specific contracts with businesses that are non-compete. So we want to make sure we're not in violation of, we don't have a sponsorship that's in violation of something the university already has in place with the business or company. So funding recap. We have a rater power board. Again, that's a point system to hold clubs accountable for meeting expectations, as well as reward clubs for taking advantage of opportunities. Funding request. This is something that you're going to submit that you think you need for the next year. We have our excellence developmental funding, which clubs can apply for to get a little extra money. Fundraise, and get after it. Don't wait. Be proactive. And then sponsorships. If you do go out to get a sponsorship, please get that pre-approved through our office. If you ever have any questions, please give us a call. Come by our office. Shoot us an email. We're in the Rec Center room 203. Our office is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And again, there's our email address and our phone number. Again, we want to make sure everybody's on the same page when it comes to funding through the rec for our sport clubs. So please, if you ever have any questions, please come by. Thank you all very much. Look forward to working with you. Bye.